What's up, guys? Cinematics back at it again, and I wanted to do something new today. I've never done one of these videos, so please, guys, bear with me. But this is a tip video for everybody who's just getting started with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. People out there who have never played this game, it has made a huge comeback, so there's a lot of new players out there, and I kind of want to guide you guys to some essential tips on, getting to that master ninja difficulty setting. Okay. So the first tip I have for you guys is play each difficulty setting. If you're one of those people who want to jump right into the hard difficulty settings, be my guest. But Ninja Gaiden is one of the hardest franchises that I think is out there. Okay, there's a lot of people out there who say that Ninja Gaiden is a Souls game before the Souls games. Okay, now if you ask me, my tip is play each difficulty setting first. Don't just jump into master. Well, you can't jump into Master Ninja, but don't just jump into the Path of the Mentor. Okay, Path of the Mentor is very hard difficulty setting. Path of the Master Ninja is punishing difficulty setting. Okay, don't just jump into Path of the Mentor. If you're brand new to the series, maybe try starting on Hero. The Hero difficulty setting allows so that when you are almost near death, basically your character will start blocking everything automatically. Okay, it's kind of like a cheat mode for new players. All right, something that all Souls games I feel should fucking have, but they don't. Okay, so if you're brand new to the series, you find yourself having very hard time, start with that. That's the first thing that I would say. Otherwise, start with Path of the Acolyte. Once you finish Path of the Acolyte, move on to Path of the Warrior. Once you finish Path of the Warrior, move on to Path of Mentor. And then that'll kind of get you, each step of the way to that Master Ninja level, so you know how many enemies you're going to be fighting, what enemies you're going to be fighting where, and things of that nature. Okay, so first tip, make sure you guys just play from each difficulty setting on to Master Ninja. Okay, Tip 2. Make sure you have 3 of all items at all times, except for the Talisman of Rebirth. You can only have 1 Talisman of Rebirth. You can't have more than that. If you use a Talisman of Rebirth, you make sure you buy another one. Talisman of Rebirth is so that when you die, you can come back to life in the moment without having to restart the checkpoint. You need 3 grains of spiritual life, which is the healing that heals more of your health bar, and then there's herb of spiritual life that heals a smaller portion of your life. Then you have the Devil's Way mushroom that fills your Kai when you use Nimpo and stuff. So like Art of the Wind Blades, Art of the Inferno, things like that. Make sure you always have 3 on hand of everything, again, except for Talisman of Rebirth. 3 herb, 3 grain, and 3 Devil's Way mushrooms. That'll help you out a lot, because whenever you're fighting these boss battles, man, starting out, you're going to need some serious fucking health power. All right. And the good thing about the save points is that when you get to a save point, when it's blue, it'll heal you completely. Which brings me to my next tip. Save often, okay? Even after clearing enemies, you want to make sure that you save like fucking every chance you get, okay? Especially when you get to the harder difficulty settings. When you save, you clear out those enemies, you run back to that save and you save again. Because if you don't, you're going to be running, killing those enemies all over again if you die. And I've noticed that when you play on Path of the Master Ninja, it's very fucking difficult. So If you just clear out like a room full of 10 guys, okay, and you saved prior, once you clear out those rooms, you run back to that save point, you save again. Once you save again, if you head on to the next group of enemies and you die, you're going to start right there at that checkpoint where you last saved, and you won't have to fight those 10 enemies again. All right, that's tip number 3. Tip number 4, make sure you upgrade the lunar staff. I think the lunar staff, and this is my opinion, I think the lunar staff is one of the best weapons in the game. And I think the first thing you should focus on is upgrading that bad boy to level 3 as soon as you can. Okay? You get a lot of essence in this game. And if you play on the harder difficulty settings, I know like Path of the Warrior, you pay $10,000 essence to upgrade the first time, and then you pay 30,000 essence to upgrade the second time. So 10,000 essence will get you to level 2, 30,000 will get you to level 3. You want to make sure you upgrade that thing to level 3 right away. I think the game is very generous at letting you get the lunar staff so early in the game. You get it in chapter 1. Do not fumble that. You make sure you upgrade that thing to level 3 as soon as you can, and be very careful with what you upgrade, because you as you get into later missions on the harder difficulty settings, keep in mind essence is the currency in the game, which also is the same that you use to upgrade your weapons. So you upgrade your weapons with essence. You upgrade your weapons with essence, and then you also purchase items with essence. So if you have to purchase grains of this, the grains of spiritual life or some devil's way mushroom, you're using your essence. So make sure you're utilizing your essence wisely. Okay. Tip number 5, make sure you utilize ultimate techniques as much as you can, as well as finishers. What are ultimate techniques? Ultimate techniques are when you use the essence that when you kill enemies in the area, they drop essence. So they're going to drop 3 types of essence. They're going to drop blue essence, which will heal you. They're going to drop orange essence that will fill your Kai. And then they're going to drop yellow essence, which is your currency. Okay? Now, what you would do when you want to do an ultimate technique, you hold down that triangle button if you're playing on PS5. And then what is it? Y if you're playing on an Xbox. And what it's going to do is it's going to suck up that essence, and you're going to do a charge move, right? And the thing about the ultimate techniques is you could do it one of 2 ways. You can charge your staff yourself, right? So you hold down the triangle button, you charge, and then you wait until it charges twice. When an enemy gets close to you, you unleash. He'll start doing some crazy ass shit. Pa 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 pa, right? And then if you do essence, if you hold down the triangle button and you get the essence in, it'll charge it faster. So that way you're not having to hold down while these enemies are coming at you, and you're waiting to charge twice to go ahead and do your ultimate technique. The cool thing about the ultimate techniques, it knocks limbs off, right? So you can knock off somebody's head, you can knock off somebody's arm, somebody's leg, whatever, right? And what's cool about that is you have finishers. So finishers, and what finishers do is whenever you knock off an enemy's limb, so legs or arms, right? You walk up to that enemy, you press triangle or Y, and he's automatically going to finish the enemy off. So make sure you utilize ultimate techniques, especially, like I said, on the harder difficulty settings, ultimate techniques as well as finishers. You want to make sure that you're doing those finishers. You popping in those ultimate techniques, and then you're throwing in those finishers once those limbs come off. It helps very, very well. Okay? The next tip here. I don't know what number we're on. I think we're on 6. I don't even know. I've lost count, guys. But the next tip I have is crowd control. This game is crazy when it comes to fucking enemies. Okay? So crowd control is very important. So what you're going to need to do, there's 2 scrolls that I recommend upgrading to level 3 as soon as you can. Those scrolls are Art of the Wind Blades and Art of the Inferno. You upgrade Art of the Inferno to level 3. When you use it, it's going to throw out 3 fireballs into the battlefield. Now, as you get later into the game, you're going to start fighting bigger enemies. That Art of Inferno is going to help with crowd control. Art of the Wind Blades. Art of the Wind Blades is a nimpo that you use that'll create like a wind that's circulating around you. And basically, it'll cut off enemy limbs and shit like that. Utilize these 2 things for crowd control. Crowd control in this game is very, very important. So, actually, 3 things with crowd control. You want the Art of the Wind Blades, Art of the Inferno, and Ultimate Techniques. Those 3 things will help you the most with crowd control. Okay? The next thing I recommend, and this is more of a do not do, there's 2 weapons that you are not going to want to upgrade. Do not waste your essence on upgrading these weapons because it's not going to matter. The first weapon, the Dragon Sword, your main weapon. Do not upgrade it because as you progress through the storyline, you get this kind of like this jewel, this purple jewel thing. And what that does is it turns your Dragon Sword into the true Dragon Sword. And with the true Dragon Sword, it automatically upgrades that bitch to max to max that shit out. So you don't have to spend essence early on in the game, especially if you already have a level 3 Lunar Staff, level 3 Inma's Fang, level 3 Falcon's Talons. I'm just throwing out some good weapons out there that you should upgrade as soon as you can. But Lunar Staff, definitely right away. So that's another thing. Okay. The other weapon that you don't want to upgrade is the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang. That's the dual katanas. Do not waste your essence upgrading that to max. As you progress through the storyline, you will get the Blade of the Archfiend, which is the true Dragon Sword, and the blade and the Archfiend's blade. That will make your dual katanas become max. It will max it out. So it'll replace your Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang with the Dragon Sword and the Archfiend's blade, and it will be at max. You don't have to upgrade. Don't waste your essence on it. It's not going to matter. Okay. The last thing here, actually, there's 2 more things. Learn enemy patterns. So when you play the game, you make sure you learn these enemy patterns. Learn the enemy patterns. Learn the boss patterns. The game is psycho fucking crazy. So you're going to need to learn all these patterns so that way when you're fighting these bosses over and over again, you start to learn their techniques. You make sure you use that block button, and it kind of has like a parry. So if you block and someone attacks you, you press like I think the square and the X or the square or the triangle button, and it'll kind of do like a parry move. So you want to make sure you get good at that and just learn those boss movements, learn those enemy movements. It is very, very helpful. Last thing here, just play the game. Play the game. The game is very, very, very fucking hard. But at the end of the day, it's a trial and error experience. Okay? You play the game for fun. You keep trying. You do it over and over again. Eventually, you will succeed at these boss battles. So that's my last tip there. Just make sure that you guys, when you're playing, focus. You gotta focus up. Make sure you're paying attention, and just keep trying. If you fail, get back up, do it again. You die, get back up, do it again. That's the whole experience. That's what this game is about. That's just like what the Dark Souls games are like, the Souls-like games, Cuphead, just a bunch of games to name a few. Okay, games that make you really fucking lose your brain. Okay, just try it, man. Just try it, and I guarantee you guys that you will succeed at this game, and you will get better. And at the end of the day, once you make it to that Master Ninja difficulty setting, you will be able to overcome that difficulty setting. So those are some of my tips. A lot of these tips are just common fucking sense. So, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you enjoy. This is something new that I'm doing. I'm not very good at these videos, explaining stuff like that. So, hopefully you guys enjoy it. But if there's anything I missed, if there's anything out there you guys think that you should add to this list on what people should do when they, play the game and they go into the harder difficulty settings, drop it in the comments. Everybody just use this as a support community, and you can come here, check it out, see what are some things you can do to be better at the game. So I'll see you guys next time. You guys have a great night. Peace.